Hey, hey! So here I am again on my album launch day. The day has come. It's always, well, not always, it doesn't happen so often. It's amazing to reach this moment after so much work and so much time of feeling like walking up one of those hills where the top kind of never really gets closer. You think the top's there, and then you get there, and there's another top. Yeah, the album process. It's my sister. Hi, Zara. The album has been it's a process of a lot of trust and patience and deep surrender and letting go. So here I am, just saying hello to you, world, because I've launched my album today. It's called Silent Voices, and yeah, I felt moved to just be present here on a little live video to acknowledge this moment for myself and also for the album itself. It's such a difficult thing to explain what it is to carry a project that's so profoundly precious. You know, the relationship I have with those songs and what it means for me to record them is something that's quite difficult to really fully describe. They're like these babies. They're like my children, my companions, my friends, my teachers. They come from such a deeply intimate place within myself and from a deeply intimate moment of my own experience. And yeah, to reach that moment where they're ready to, it's like that, you know, and they're ready to fly free from me like birds. And the beautiful thing about the songs going into the world in a form of a recorded form is that they can exist without me. And this is something that is so precious, that they can live without my breath breathing into them in that moment. They can exist as their own entities, which they are anyway, but you know, they come from somewhere without me. But to be given expression and sound in this physical plane, they need me when it's live. So it's amazing to know that they are flying and existing and being listened to by people possibly right now as it's being launched into the world, without me having to be there in that present moment. So yeah, thank you everybody for receiving my music. I feel utterly blessed by how these songs are received really deeply into people. Yeah, it really moves me actually, because they come from such a deep place in myself. You know, they come from these moments of really when my being and my soul and my heart is profoundly moved by life. Sometimes this might be an immense pain, an immense grief. Mostly the songs come from a time when I've been deeply challenged, whether it's just from my own inner world, my healing process, my story, my journey of being a human being, and like we all are, finding a way to be a human being in this time on this earth with all the challenges, and be alive and be vibrant and be connected to that which really, really matters. Like finding the way in this great smog that there is, in the way that we live, in the way that our lives are, the disconnection that we have within the way our lives have been structured here, to find profound meaning, profound connection to that which really matters to life itself, to the spirit that has given birth to us. So, yeah, it's a beautiful cycle of completion that so many of you receive my, receive my music so intimately into your lives and into your human journey, into your healing moments, into your heart. It is the most amazing gift that you give back to me, because it gives me my purpose, gives me I can walk my soul's calling. So thank you. And yeah, this album, Silent Voices, I did speak a couple of days a little bit about why it's called Silent Voices, and I would like today, I'm going to sing Silent Voices in a minute, the song that's called Silent Voices of this album, and like to just share why it feels so relevant, why it has the name, why the album has the name of this one song. So in the years, the kind of the spectrum of years that the songs were written during for this album, was really a time in my life where I began to open more deeply the doorway to the world, the mystery, the great mystery. Began to open my perception, my awareness more consciously to the hidden veils that exist of this life, through my different experiences, through my prayers, through my ceremonies, through a lot of ceremonies, sitting with elders, with plant medicines, listening really deeply within, listening with my whole heart, my whole soul, my being to what is speaking to me, and asking, really asking for that, through being in my struggle as a human being, and in my grief and my sorrow and my, all those moments, the challenging moments that it is to be human, that I would ask really, help. I know this life is helping me, and through that calling out, I would feel more and more profoundly the presence of this amazing mystery that we're surrounded by, the presence of my ancestors. They came through a lot in the songs of the album, the presence of the future generations, the spirits of the earth, of the nature, of the animals, of the sky, of the elements, of the great mystery. And people have been asking me a lot, how do the songs come through? So it's like that, it's like in those moments of opening myself, often from a kind of, not quite a desperation, but often from a deep moving, like a great wave in my inner ocean that compelled me to open on another level, open myself and cry out, call out. And that's when the songs, often they come. I mostly am in nature. I mostly take myself somewhere to nature, somewhere beautiful, somewhere quiet. I have to be alone. And it's a presence, it's a meditation, it's entering a stillness and a state of really, really connecting to my most true self as I am in that moment, which may be my sadness, which may be my confusion, which may be my gratitude. And the songs, they just, amazingly, they come. They don't always come, it's also to say that. I often will sit in one of those moments in the song, they don't come, but sometimes they arrive, and these gems arrive, and as they arrive, they bring me immense healing, immense teaching, guidance, amazing messages. I receive the messages of the songs as if, as if I'm speaking with a good friend. Sometimes I'll sing them. I have to get to know them afterwards. It takes me a while to get to know the song, get to understand what the song is teaching me, what the song is saying, what it's gifting me. It takes me years to continue to receive the medicine of those songs. I still can sing a song from many years ago and receive still that blessing and that medicine. And yeah, it's an amazing thing that's what I share, from such a vulnerable, naked, absolutely authentic, raw, truthful place in myself. It's only when I'm in that state that the songs will come, and that's what I share with you. And I think I'm just very emotional today because it's such a big moment to share the album with all the work, all the energy, the time, the presence, the challenges that it asks of an artist to produce an album. It's just huge. It's just a huge thing. It's a lot of work. You can't imagine. My mum would always say to me, Ayla, why does it take you so long? Don't you just sit there and sing your songs? And I'm like, well, it's kind of like every tiny detail just seems to take ages, but it feels good to share that honesty. It's a great offering of loads of love that it takes from any artist, I'm sure, to share their music with the world. And that's where the songs come from, is they come from that deepest place of love, that place of connection to a pure love, which is the spirit of life. And they come from that ocean, that ocean that's inside of me, that ocean that we're all part of, that ocean which is made of all, which is made of love. And they're given to you, to the world, with so much love. It's only love that would keep that force that it takes to bring a project through to the world. So this album, Silent Voices, is an album of love. They're love songs, but they're love songs to life itself, to the spirits, to the ancestors, to the elements, to all that which is sacred, to the sacredness of the teachings, the sacredness of our feelings, of our grief, of our sorrow, of our hopelessness, of the gift that is within that extreme of the waves of experience that has the potential to catalyze us into the other side of those depths of profound letting go and remembering what we're really made of and what is truly important in this life, and to reach that place of being really grateful for the simplicity of our breath and our body and our hearts and all that we experience, and this blessed, beautiful earth, our home. So Silent Voices particularly refers to the invisible world, the kingdom of the invisible, the wisdom of the invisible, of the spirit realm, of the ancestors, of the children's children yet to come, of the elements of creation, the earth, the air, the fire, the water, of the spirits that dwell in every single plant and every single river. They are, Silent Voices. It's a name for something which is nameless, actually. So I think I'm going to sing the song Silent Voices and just leave it like that probably, and say thank you again for everybody supporting me, listening to my music, all the people who bought this album, and I hope it brings really a lot of good medicine to everybody's hearts in the world in this time, and feeds into this river of awakening of humanity, of returning home to our place in balance with the earth and with all beings here. And that's the profound prayer of mine that's behind this album, that it can be part of helping us all to walk in a good direction. So here's Silent Voices. There are voices, they say listen closely to them. The elders live within me. I carry a river of ancient blood in my veins. Prayers are carried on the smoke. I follow the course of this river's flow, and I remember the call, and I call to remember. May the old ways always live on in me, live on in me, live on in me. I remember, 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 I remember your songs, I remember your stories, I remember the drumbeat of this land. I remember the wise ones who live in the silence, los voces que hablan en el silencio. I remember timeless fires, hey oh, hey oh, hey oh. I will follow silent voices, hey oh, hey oh. Wisdom keepers whisper guidance, hey oh, hey oh, hey oh. Ancient songs stir my memory, hey oh, hey oh. Yo recuerdo los seres que viven en el cielo, la memoria de las plantas, las canciones de mis ancestros que cantan en el viento. En el our spirit, we've always been here, and here we always shall be. This wisdom was born from the earth and the sky, and within them the secrets are held and never can die. Thanks for all your bubbly hearts popping up. So that's that's the song which has given the name, which is of the album, which is the home of these songs. And just going to share quickly where that song came from, because it's a very beautiful story. I was in Colombia and I went there to do a vision quest, which is a 4-day ceremony prayer where you spend 4 days and 4 nights in solitude on the mountain, in the nature, and you don't move anywhere, you don't eat, you don't drink, you just be in stillness and emptiness. And what happens in those 4 days is quite unexpected, undescribable. You think like, well, 4 days we're just sitting there, like what's going to happen? But there's a profound magic that happens where the spirit enters, or more like dissolves the borders and the boundaries of the being and of our mind, just slowly kind of disintegrates and dissolves, and the spirit enters back into this state of beautiful oneness and ancient remembering. You sit with the nature and it just speaks to you. And this is the song that came when I came down from that vision quest after those 4 days, having heard beautiful voices speaking of me, silent voices speaking of me, the ancient ones, the elders coming through, this remembering of that which I'm seeking in my life, this remembering, this sense of belonging to a nation, to a people, to a tribe is in my blood itself. This ancient wisdom that I long for and seek is carried in my bones, carried in the memory of my being, as it is in all of us. So it was a beautiful coming home, and this song kind of brought into creation those teachings and those understandings and the feeling of it, that spirit of hearing that drumbeat of our land calling to us, coming from within us. So it's beautiful to sing it, and it's really beautiful to just sit here and speak to you all. Thanks for listening to me and to feel how deeply moved I am to be sharing my music with you and sharing this album with you after a 2-year long journey, and having had a baby in the middle of it all, and become a mother and died and rebirthed myself over and over again. Thank you so much, everybody. I'm gonna bring this to a close, and I just simply hope your hearts can receive all that love that has poured into my music, into this album, that it can just be this beautiful transmission that can go into your hearts and just spread and bring beauty and peace and healing, and can bring more strength to that great ancient drumbeat that is calling us home to the earth, and calling us home to ourselves, and calling us home to stand in that place of beautiful balance where we are living as part of this creation, with it, honouring it, taking care of life for our children's children. Thanks everybody, have a beautiful morning, day, evening, and I love you all.